Hi friends, welcome to today's video. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a task manager using Python Kivy. For example now, let's run the application now. This is a simple task manager that if you want to store tasks or save tasks in orderly manner, you can just type anything. For example now, let's say you want to learn different programming language. For example, I write Python, I will add task. I will write Java programming language. I will add task. I will add write C sharp. I will add, and also any other programming language. And if I can also delete the task and add any other thing to it. Like for example now, maybe I'll add Unity game maker, then add to. And also one thing is that even if I close the application and run it again, it's going to save and store all this data that I have added. So that's what we are going to be working on today. So let's get started. Hi friends, please if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button, and please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So let's get started. So our first step now is to import the relevant properties, and to do that we are going to write from kv dot app import, then app, then from kv dot uix dot box layout, import box layout, then from kv dot uix dot label, import label, from kv dot uix dot text input, import text input, then from kv dot uix dot button, import button, then import pickle. So that is our first step now. So let's move on to the second step. So the first thing we are going to do now is to create class um, our class for task manager. I'm going to write class, then task manager bracket app. I'm going to write def underscore init self brackets star keywords. Then under you are going to write super, then init star keywords, then self dot task is going to be equal to this. Then let's create the function for add task. I'm going to write add task bracket self, then instance. Then under this You want to limit the number of tasks you can add. For example now, we want the number of tasks we can add on our screen to be 4. In order to do that, we are going to write if len bracket self dot task is less than 4. Then what you are going to do is to that's is to limit the number of the number of tasks we can add on screen. So let's continue. Task underscore text is equal to self dot task underscore input dot text. Yes. So we are going to say if task. What we want to do here is that whenever we click the add button, we want to get the details, the what we wrote on what we wrote, the task we wrote, then add it and display it on the screen. So what we are doing here is that want to make sure we do that. So write task.text, task underscore text is going to be self dot task dot append, then task underscore text. Task is TASKS. Yes. So then after that, after we've gotten the details in our text, the text we wrote, then we're going to write self dot update self dot update underscore task underscore list. So what we are doing is that we want to update after we've gotten the details, then we'll now display it on the screen. We need to create a function for updates. Let me create this update def, then update task list, update task list, then self. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write pass because I'm going to be working on it later. So sorry. So that's what that's all for this add task. So we dealt with add task. So let's move on to the update task. This one we are working on now. So the update task now. Here's how we are going to deal with the def update task list self. So we're going to write self dot task underscore list dot clear, then underscore widget. So in this next step now, what we want to do, the main focus is to work on the function that's based on displaying the number of tasks on the screen. for displaying the task on the screen. That's the main function of this update task list. So what we are going to do now is to give command, create a function for that now. That's what we are working on now. So for task, I'm going to write for task in self dot task. Then what we are going to do now is to write task underscore label is going to be equal to label bracket text equal to task. Then delete button text. When we display the text, the whatever we write as our task, under it we are going to add the delete button under the text. So to do that, we're going to write delete underscore button is going to be equal to button bracket text, which is going to be delete. And also we're going to write we're going to write delete button dot bind, which is going to be um on underscore press then equal to lam lambda instance then comma task equal to task, then self dot delete underscore task bracket task. We are going to add the delete task function. We are going to create a delete task function so that this underlining kind of green underlining error, maybe this function does not exist or something, this variable or something like that does not exist and so on. So then we're going to write self dot task underscore list dot add underscore widget bracket task underscore label. Then after that, what we're going to do is that we're going to write self dot task underscore list dot add. I'm going to explain everything, don't worry. So then underscore widget bracket delete button. So let's explain what we just wrote here. So to explain this stuff, here has to do with all these stuff that are here. Let me explain it for you. Like this task label, button delete and delete button unbind and so on and so forth. Um this delete button is to this task dot label is to display the task on the screen for you. This delete button is to display the delete button, and this delete button dot unbind all this long stuff I just wrote is all about to make sure that whenever you click the delete button, it actually deletes that exact task you want to you intended or deleting. Not that when you just click on delete button, just delete any task on the screen. Delete that exact task that you click on delete. Then this one add widget task label. This is just to add the text on the screen. The main purpose of this update task is to control the adding and deleting of task on your screen. So let's move on to the update to the delete task function. So to do that now, we are going to come over here below this update and write def delete delete task delete underscore task, then self. So under this, what you are going to do now is that we are going to write delete task, then we are going to say self bracket comma task underscore text, then under that I'm going to write self dot task dot remove task, this task of mistake, this task underscore text. Yes, then under that we are going to write self dot update underscore task list. Then we're going to call the task list. So um let me explain it for you. So under here, what we are doing is that now when we click on the delete button, when we call on this delete function, it will delete the text that is written on the is going to delete the text for that task that have been saved or written before. So what after it remove the task text, it comes to this update site in which it does this function here, self dot delete task of that button of that delete of that task you intended to delete. This task underscore text is referring to this text we added before. When we click on add task, when we call on this add task function, is the text we are deleting. When we call on immediately when we press the delete task, we delete that text of this one we did of this text we just added. So that's what we did there. So let's move on by creating the next function. So in this our final step now, we are going to build, we are going to add everything, all these things we've done, we are going to add them on the screen to be displaying on the Kivy screen. And to do that, we are going to write def build brackets self. Let me bring this here like this. Um, df build self. We want to display everything on the screen, capture everything we are doing or we've been working on the screen. So what we are going to do, we are going to write layout equal to box layout, then orientation equal to vertical, then padding is going to be equal to 10. We want to arrange everything in order in a vertical manner. That is going to start from the top then to the bottom. So the next thing we are going to write is self dot task underscore um, input. This is what we are referring to, this task input here. So equal to text input, then bracket hint underscore text is going to be equal to enter your task. Enter your task. Let me put it in small letter. Your task here is just so. That's what we are doing here. What we are doing here is that we are trying to connect this task input with this one here. We are trying to connect both of them here, align them here. So this task input will be the what we are the task the text input, whatever we put as the whatever we write as the text input is going to be the task. For example, if you write programming as the task, or you want to learn, I want to learn a Python programming language as a task. That's the task dot input variable we are talking about. So it's referring to this text input field where you can put your text and it will display enter your task here. So then let's add let's put an create a form variable which is add button. It's going to be equal to button bracket text equal to add task. This is the button that will display on the screen. That will display on the screen as add task. The text of the button is what we are referring to here. This text here of the button where is going to display add task. Then also we're going to create another thing again, which is add underscore button dot bind, add underscore button dot bind is going to be on press is going to be equal to self dot add underscore task. So this button is connecting with this function. This add task is connecting to this function of add task here. That's what we are doing here. We are trying to connect everything. So let's work on doing other things. We are going to what are we going to do? We are going to write self dot task underscore list is going to be equal to box layout bracket orientation is going to be vertical. Please be mindful of the spellings here. They are very important because any mistake in the spelling might give you an error that you don't even understand. So you will be confused that what's wrong, and it's just because of the little spelling a mistake you made. So then what we are going to do is that we are going to add all these our widgets. So what we are going to do, we are going to write layout dot add underscore widget. I'm going to write self dot task input. We're going to add everything now properly to the screen in orderly manner. That is from top to bottom. That's what we're doing. We're going to we're going to create another layout dot add underscore widget. We're going to write add underscore button. Then we're going to create another layout. Let me just copy and paste layout dot add widget. I'll just copy this and paste it here. What are we adding? Label bracket text is going to be equal to task then another final thing we are going to add layout dot add widget equal to is going to be bracket self dot task underscore task underscore this task list. Then finally we want to return, we write return layout. Then we are already done. So let's write one final thing. I'm going to write if underscore name underscore equal to underscore main underscore then task manager, then run task manager. So why is it showing me this error here? Let's run it. What's the issue here? Or what will happen? Let me bring this here. Supposed to be here. Sorry, let me adjust something properly. It's okay like this. We don't need to write that stuff. So let's run it now and see. So now we have already written our stuffs now. So we should run it now and check it if it's working. So it says enter your task here. Now finally look at it now. It's finally working. So it says enter your task here. Enter Python. It's showing me an error. What's the error here? Um, Wait, let me fix the. Let's check if there is any mistake we made. I think I found the issue right here. Is init instead of int. I made a mistake here. So let's run it now and see for ourselves now. So it says enter your task here. So I'll enter anything I want to enter. Alright, subscribe to YouTube channel. Click add task. You can see that it add a task here. Subscribe to YouTube channel and it will task here as a text. Then follow, like video. Alright, like video. It adds another task. And I also write share, and also it arrange it in orderly manner from top to bottom. Subscribe, like, share, and support support me on PayPal. So I click on that. Then if I want to add any other thing, like let me add right Python. It can add because I set the limit right over here. I set the number of tasks you can add here, right over this side here. I set the limit here. So that's why you can see that I can't add anything. So I'll delete, and let's close the application. But there is one final thing we want to do now, and it's very important. In case now you just close the application now, you want to run it back. You see all the things I've written before it is empty, and it's all the things I've written here before is empty. So and it's missing now. So we want to make sure that whenever we close the application, we save all those things we wrote down, and when we open it, it will just load. It will load all the things we've documented or written down. So let's work on that right now. So now I want to work on the saving aspect and loading aspect. And for us to do that, we are going to create a function which is stop function on stop. Then when we close the application, we save we save the everything, we save all the details, and to do that we need to write self dot save underscore task. We are going to name it as save. We are going to name this function as save task. I will create another function which is called save task. We are going to write save task. save task, save task, then self. We are going to create, we are going to say with open, we are going to store it in a pickle format. With open, we are going to write um, task. We are going to name the create name the file as task dot pkl. Then I'll write our comma, then wb as f. I'll write pickle dot dump the self dot task, which is going to be f. I'm going to write f. This is what we are saving. We are saving all the details, all the task. We are saving the task we've added here. This set, the set of tasks we've added onto our screen. That's what we are working on. So on the loading aspect, we are going to create a function which is called def load underscore task, then self. Then we're going to write try. We're going to do exceptional handling. This exceptional handling has to do with handling a kind of error that, okay, in case if we can't find this file, instead of the application to just completely shut down because of the error, we just handle it in a manner that it will shut down and it will ignore the error. So we write open with open, then task.pickle. We're going to write our comma, then rb as f, then self dot task equal to pickle dot load f, and self dot update underscore task underscore list self, then except file not found error. Instead of the application closing because of the file cannot be found or something, because maybe we are trying to load it and the file does not exist. Instead of the application to close, we just write pass, simple. Then we'll now come over to this side here under this build function and um, write our self dot load underscore task s load underscore task, I'll save it. I'll write it as task. Let me write task. SKS. Yes. So let's run it finally now. So it says task manager. Enter your task here. Let's just write anything um, and save it. Let us write it and add task. So when we close the application and run it back now, you can see that it's saved. If you close the application for no matter how many times you close it and open it, it's going to load back all the details you've saved. So that's all for this tutorial for today. So that's all. That's how to make a task manager using Python key. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video. Hello friends, please if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the like button and also please subscribe to this channel. And please do not forget to support me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So thanks for watching and see you in my next video.